Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Guru Maharaj Sri Prabhupada. So today we'll hear the wonderful dialogue that ensued after Aswadhama was arrested between Arjuna, Krishna, Draupadi and other Pandavas. So it's a nice lessons for us also. Let me see. Radharan Mati, if you're ready, you can start Mati reading.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All Vaishnava Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, The Son of Drona Punished, from text 40th. Text 40th. Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraging Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwadhama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. Text 41. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and the charioteer Sri Krishna, entrusted the murderer unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murderer sons. Text 42. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Ashwadhama, who was bounded with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most ill-glorious murderer. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well-behaved, she showered him due respect as a Brahmana. Text 43. She could not tolerate Ashwatthama being bounded by ropes and being a devotee lady. She said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master. Text 44. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows and the confidential art of controlling the weapons. Text 45. He, Dronacharya, is certainly still existing, being representing by his son. His wife, Kripi, did not undergo a sati with him because she had a son. Text 46. O most fortunate one who know the principles of religion, it is not good for you to cause grief to the glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipable. Text 47. My Lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am aggrieved for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me. Text 48. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana orders and enranges them, then the fire of that range burns up the whole body of the royal family and brings grief upon them all. Text 49. Sutta Goswami said, O Brahmana King Yudhishthira, O Brahmanas, King Yudhishthira fully supported the statements of the queen, which were in accordance with the principle of religions and were justified, glorious, full of mercy and equity and without duplicity. Text 50th. Nakula and Sahadev, the younger brothers of the king, and also Satyaki, Arjuna, the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, son of Devaki, and the ladies and the unanimously agreed with the king. Text 51. Bhima, however, angrily disagreed with them and recommended killing this culprit who had murdered sleeping sons for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest. Text 53. Chaturbhuja, the four-armed one, or the personality of Godhead, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna and he began to speak as if smiling. Text 53 and 54. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna said, a friend of the Brahmana is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scriptures, and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife, and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me. Text 55. Sutta Goswami said, just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal order, and thus with his sword he served both hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. Text 56. He, Ashwatthama, had already lost his bodily luster due to the infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbounded and driven out of the camp. Text 57. Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving his from his residence are the prescribed punishment for the relative of the Brahmana. There is no injection for killing the body. Text 58. Thereafter, the son of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, performed the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of Canto 1, 7th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Son of Drauna Punished. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Matai. Yeah, Harinam Kirtan Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhu. Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Guru Prabhu Nityananda, Shedva Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. So, dear devotees, we are reading from the Canto 1st, chapter 7, the son of Drona punished, from the text 40 onwards. So in the background, we have seen the last 5 verses where Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna to not bear the Ashwatthama and kill him. And he is not worthy of being Brahmana. He has killed the sons of Draupadi, the 5 sons, when they were in sleep. So Lord Krishna in 5 different verses, emphasizing him to kill that person, to Arjuna. Then the text 40, Suta Goswami says that when Krishna says that, then Arjuna was examining that should I kill him or should I not kill him? And then he was examining that he is the son of Dronacharya. So Dronacharya was his guru, who has taught Arjuna the military science, all the military science, the bow and arrow, and so many astra he has given to him. He was examining, should I kill him, should I not kill him? This idea. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes very, very beautiful statement that Lord Krishna encouraged outwardly. So 5 different verses, Lord is emphasizing Arjuna to kill that Ashwatthama. But in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that Lord was testing Arjuna's sense of duty. Very interesting that he was testing his sense of duty, that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense it is not that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense of his duty, nor was Lord Shri Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty. But, this is the most important statement, but Lord Shri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. And then Srila Prabhupada gives example of the gopis, that gopis were also put to the test as well, and Prahlad Maharaj were also put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in the respective test by the Lord. And this is the This is the main thing. Prahlad Maharaj was also put in so many difficulties, and then he came out successfully. And similarly, Gopis as well. And similarly, Srila Prabhupada as well. So many different hurdles, tests he was put it up. He came out successfully. So sometimes it happens, Krishna purposefully want to test his devotee. And this is how he has done with the Arjuna as well here. So after that, Arjuna has tied the Ashwathama and took to his camp where Draupadi were there and who were lamenting for her murdered son. After that, very nice verse in the text number 42. Then Draupadi saw the Ashwathama. He was tied like a pashu, the rope like an animal. It's called a pasha bandham, like a pashu. It was pashuvat pash bandham. He was tied like an element, and being silent, he was also shameful for committed such an offense, killing the sons in the sleep. But when Draupadi saw Ashwathama tied like an animal in that such condition, due to her female nature, females are generally soft-hearted and very kind and motherly nature. So due to her that nature and well-behaved, she showed him due respect as a Brahmana. Even in that situation, and knowing that this person has killed my son, she was well behaved and she showed him all respect just being a Brahmana. And then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada write very, very nice thing that women as a class are no better than boys, and therefore they have no discriminatory power like that of a man. Ashwathama proved himself to be an unworthy son of Dronacharya or of a Brahmana. For this reason, he was condemned by the greatest authority, Lord Shri Krishna. Yet, a mild woman could not withdraw her natural courtesy for a Brahmana. So even though, she couldn't withdraw her natural courtesy, and she showed her proper respect. Then Prabhupada writes another thing. She was mild and gentle by nature. A good man or woman accept anything very easily. So generally women are, they accept the process of bhakti very easily because they are clean-hearted. But a man of average intelligence doesn't do so. But generally man doesn't accept anything so easily. So Prabhupada writes, one must have a good discriminatory power to judge a thing on its merit. So we should not accept anything. We should judge things by its merit. That's the more dominating nature of man. But we shouldn't follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine. Ashwathama may be respected by a good natured woman, but that doesn't mean he is as good as genuine Brahmana. So Prabhupada particularly highlighting the nature of man and woman and describing how a good woman is seen as a Brahmana, but how a man should have a discriminatory power to identify what's wrong, what's not. The text number 43, she couldn't see the way the Ashwathama was treated with the ropes, and she tells that release him. He is a Brahmana, our spiritual master. So that time Krishna was there, Arjuna was there, and all the Pandavas were there, and she was telling, release him. So Srila Prabhupada again writes here that a guru is also an acharya or a person who has personally assimilated all the essence of Shastra and has helped his disciple to adopt the way. Ashwathama failed to discharge the duties of a Brahmana or a teacher, and therefore he was liable to be rejected from the exalted positions of Brahmana. So although he was a Brahmana by birth, but he hasn't performed the duties of Brahmana, but still he was respected as a Brahmana. So this is a custom. So by custom, Ashwathama was offered the same respect as offered to his father. If it was so, because when people accept the son of Brahmana as a real Brahmana by sentiment only. So in spite of all that, Draupadi desired that Ashwathama Ashwatthama be at once released, and it was all the same as a good sentiment for her. And then Srila Prabhupada write very, very important statement that a devotee of the Lord can tolerate all sorts of tribulation personally. So even though, Draupadi, all the sons were killed, so much her heart was breaking at that time. But Prabhupada is writing that a devotee of the Lord can tolerate all sorts of difficulty, tribulations personally, but still such devotees are never unkind to others, even to the enemy. So difficult to see in this today world. Even to the enemy, they are not, they are kind. And these are the characteristics of a one who's a pure devotee of the Lord. So Draupadi is exhibiting those qualities as a pure devotee of the Lord, being kind to Ashwatthama against all odds. So then she reminds that it was the mercy of Dronacharya. So Guru Drona has taught all the military science of the weapons to Arjuna and all the confidential art of controlling weapon. So Dhanur Veda or military science was taught by Dronacharya. So Prabhupada writes here very nice, one simple thing, that Draupadi, Arjuna was taught all this, and therefore Draupadi wished that Arjuna feel obliged to Acharya Drona for all these benefits. And in the absence of Dronacharya, his son was his representative. So Dronacharya was killed in the battle, but in the absence of Dronacharya, Draupadi wished that his son has to be respected, and he is the representative of his own guru. So that was the opinion of a good lady, Draupadi. Text number 45. Keep telling that Dronacharya is certainly still existing, being representative by his son. So although he's no more, but he's still representing through his son. So and the wife of Dronacharya did not go the sati with Dronacharya. Generally, the wife voluntarily gives up her life whenever her husband is not there. But she had a son. She didn't do that particular things. And then she was still existing. So Prabhupada writes another important thing. A widow is a widow only in the name, if there is a son or of her husband existing. So if son is existing, she is, just by the name, she is only widow, but she has the support of her son. That was the argument of Draupadi against the killing of Ashwatthama. Okay, now text number 47. Again, Draupadi emphasizing and giving another reason that I have suffered the loss of my children, and I know the pain which I am going through, but I don't want that the similar pain, our Guru Mata, the wife of Guru Drona, she should also experience the same pain, and she should also cry like what I am crying. So generally there is a normal tendency, right? If somebody causes harm to us, we also want to cause harm to that, and the what pain we have experienced, another person also should experience similar kind of pain. But Draupadi was so compassionate, seeing the pain of her. So she remembered all the great things Dronacharya has done for Arjuna. She remembered his contribution, and then she remembers his wife, that if the Ashwatthama will be killed, what kind of pain she must have been going through. So she should not cry constantly like me. She shouldn't suffer the pain which I am experiencing. So such a compassionate nature Draupadi is exhibiting here. So in text 48, if the kingly administrator being the senses of the Brahmana and reaches them, then the fire of that rage burns up. So she's basically telling that giving another reason. If we offend the Brahmana order and kill like this or enrage them, then the fire will burn up the whole body of the royal family. So another emphasizing that if we give problems, if we do anything unrestricted to the Brahmana society, so that particular fire will burn up the whole royal family and brings grief upon all. She has given multiple reasons to not kill Ashwathama. And then Suta Goswami in text 49 explains that King Yudhishthir, while hearing all the arguments of Draupadi, fully supported the statements of the queen. Fully. So Raj Dharma, Suto Raj Nyaha. So, which were in accordance with the principle of religion. So the Draupadi is told by Raj Naya, by the queen, and Yudhishthir is supporting all the arguments what she has told, which were as per the principle of religion and were justified, glorious, full of mercy and equity and without duplicity. So very interesting scenario and the situation here. Krishna in the 5 verses telling to kill Ashwathama. However, Arjuna and putting Lord Krishna, putting Arjuna in the test and to seeing his sense of duty. And then comes to Draupadi. Draupadi gives numbers of reason to show, okay, he should not be killed because of this reason. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj also supports Draupadi, saying that all what you are telling is true, all are justified. So Srila Prabhupada writes another nice statement in text 49. A barren woman cannot understand the grief of a mother. Draupadi was herself a mother, and therefore her calculation of the depth of Kripi's grief was quite to the point. It's very, very important that we understand the pain of others. Often we don't understand. We have become hard-hearted in our life. So she was such a compassionate lady to see the pain to the others also. Then in text 450, then Nakula and Sahadev, the younger brothers, also and Satyaki, Arjuna, the son of Devaki, and the ladies and others are unanimously agreed with the king. So everybody was coming and agreeing what the Draupadi and what the Yudhishthira Maharaj has said. At that time, Bhima has a different argument. Bhima disagreed with them, and he wanted to kill the Ashwathama and recommended killing. And he was in a very angry mood. He said, how can he kill my, all our sons, 5 sons of, and when they were sleeping for no purpose. This is not good, and he should be punished, he should be killed. So this was the opinion of Bhima. And then in text 52, Lord is being addressed as Chaturbhuja, 4-armed one, or the personality of Godhead. So once Lord hears the word of Bhima, a different opinion, and he's seeing the face of Arjuna, and then he began to speak as if smiling. So Lord gave a nice smile here. Hasan eva, idam eha, Hasan eva. So Prabhupada writes here, Lord is designated as 4-armed, is explained by Sridhar Swami. Bhima and Draupadi had opposite view about killing Ashwathama. One want to kill and one don't want to kill him. And Bhima wanted him to be immediately killed, whereas Draupadi wanted to save him. We can imagine Bhima ready to kill while Draupadi is obstructing him. And in order to prevent both of them, the Lord discovered another 2 arms. So this is the reason. In text 53 and text 54, then Lord Shri Krishna tells Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, and then a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed. But if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. So Lord is again telling the same point which he wanted, that a friend of Brahmana is not too good, but if he's aggressor, he has to be killed. And this is as per the scripture, and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife, and you should also satisfy the Bhimasena and me. So only Bhimasena and Krishna has a different view. So you should also satisfy all the parties basically. And then Arjuna was perplexed in that condition, that how he can fulfill that. So in text 55, so Arjuna has to discover a solution to fulfill everyone's thing. And then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord and his equivocal orders. And he took out his sword and severed the hair of Ashwathama and jewel from the head of Ashwathama. So Ashwathama had a jewel on his head, which was giving him energy. He wasn't feeling hungry or giving him all the supports. So he has that jewel. So this is how, when the jewel is taken out and her hair was cut, this is how he was punished. So Srila Prabhupada writes, Arjuna made a compromise by his sharp intelligence and separated the jewel. This was as good as cutting off his head, and yet his life was saved for all practical purposes. Here Ashwatthama is indicated as a twist bone. Certainly he was twist bone, but he fell down from his position, and therefore he was properly punished. So this is the solution Arjuna discovered and pacified all different devotees. And as soon as the Ashwatthama, the money, the jewel has been taken out, all his bodily luster was gone due to infanticide. And now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. He lost his strength, and he was unbound and driven out of the camp. And then he was released out of the camp to go away. In text 57, cutting off his head, depriving of his wealth, driving him from the residence are the prescribed punishment for a relative of a Brahmana. There is no injection for killing the body. In the last verse, text 58, therefore the son of Pandu overwhelmed with the grief, so they were in the grief because of their son's care. They performed all the ritual for the dead bodies of their relatives. So this is the entire summary for today. So many lessons to learn from this. So one thing is very clear that Lord is always have some test for us, the sense of duty. We should always consult our Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and act accordingly. There will be always test in our spiritual life. And second thing, there will be contradictory opinion, and we have to find out a ways where the way Arjuna has found it out to pacify all different party, all devotees. There will be some situations in everyone's life like that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srila
Hare
Prabhupada
Krishna.
ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, let's offer obeisance to all the devotees.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
Srimad Bhautam ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Let's offer all
Hare Krishna.
obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripasindubhyavacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Yeah, thank you so much, Harinam Kirtan. Wonderful explanation. Yeah, see.
Thank you
Hare
very much. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I have a
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Prabhuji.
you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
I
Hare
have a
Krishna.
question. The Ashwadhama's jewel was taken away by Krishna or Arjuna?
Arjuna.
Okay. Thanks.
Arjuna, the purport says Arjuna removed the jewel from his head. That's how the purport says. The translation.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.